Okay, who else? Margie?
Well, we could sing to you for
47.
I could celebrate
Yes.
74,
I'm happy,
52 years.
to be here. I'm happy that our plane did not crash coming in to Tucson because we went through a lot of bumpy rides. And we had a wonderful time at the graduation of it's our last grandchild to graduate from high school. So they're all out of the nest, kind of, so to speak. But it was a beautiful graduation on a big football field early in the morning. It was still cool and it was beautiful.
All
We had a
right.
great time.
Okay.
That was in,
Okay, Bruce?
All right. I'm happy because we made up to Nebraska, Colorado last week and celebrated our aunt's 88th birthday. So it was a surprise. She was really surprised at it and got to meet all the family, all 7 of the kids that were able to get together
Oh, good.
with her. So it was great from all over Arkansas, Arizona, Texas. So it was great. Had a good time. And glad that we get back home safely.
Who was it? Your mom, your
My
grandma?
aunt.
Your aunt?
Aunt's 88th birthday. She's kind of like a mom to us kids.
Cool, all right. Okay, anyone else out there besides? Okay. Ron?
Well, first, out of this $5, there's $2 donated by one of the parents at the honors breakfast, and I tried to give them change back for their meal, but said no, I'm making a donation, so that'll go to wherever. Yeah, other dollars in there. We thank Bruce and for Marge Carruthers also.
And Ron for the cable.
This is
Ron and Bruce did it.
we had a similar thing, a similar system at the honors breakfast. It really makes it easier. Scholarships are being handed out. We have one more, I believe, to get out by Ray. Maybe it's yesterday or maybe tonight, but we've given the scholarships out, and that's gone well to 3 different schools: Marine,
Pep Tech.
and Buena.
Bueno, yeah.
Sent out an email for all the people that are involved in helping in the set up the honors, and I appreciate that very much. And it is all taken care of. We did send out a picture, and I think I sent you an email with that picture. I haven't seen it in the paper yet. It may be tomorrow or Sunday. We'll see if that happens. And I want to be away and be attending Kiwanis clubs in Jonesboro, Arkansas. We'll be there for a month, so we'll be leaving on the end of this month, I guess. We'll be leaving for the month of June. And we'll go through your hometown as well.
He's an incorporator out in the holler.
The only thing that was kind of a miss still is what's going on. If you'll notice, we've only got one banner over here, and that's our history, our legacy. And we've got
Hoarding that.
we've got other banners that have older patches or different ones.
See that charter banner over there? We have one like that.
Well,
Love to know where it is.
I don't know where the others are for the club, and we've got Objects of Kiwanis that I know my wife and I
Have you
bought.
checked with Dave Perriman?
I don't think Dave wasn't at the honors breakfast, I think, because we had him last
We had
year.
it last year at the honors breakfast. And we also don't have our standard flag and our base.
wait a second, the flag, I got the flag and a base. I got the American flag.
No,
No, the Kiwanis
I
flag.
don't have that.
so I don't know, and we
Last
also
time I
have
saw that, Janelle had that in a wall.
the podium little banner we put over we didn't have that
Yeah, we're
as
missing
well.
the podium banner for
No,
years.
that's the only thing, but
Haven't seen that in 2 years.
anyway, the 60th went off well, and I appreciate all the support and all the scholarships. I appreciate the people on the committees, and we'll start all over again about in October. All right.
Thank you,
So,
Ron.
All the older members, just in case, if I would ask all of you to go and search through your wall lockers and your storage sheds and every place else to see if, for example, you might have accidentally or on purpose taken our banner home. But I've sworn for years I can't have stuff, and then all of a sudden I go look and go, like, oh, there it is. So if you're one of the older members, just look around your place where you might have stuck it.
I got the canopy. So-
Okay.
You got the
You
what?
have what?
The canopy.
Canopy.
Oh,
Got
yeah.
a
Banners
banner.
are probably stuck in the box with the canopy.
I also have a bronze plaque that was on our old
Oh, yeah.
park down on Fry, at that ditch it was. We took it down, and I've still got that in my shed. But that's,
Janelle did say she had some of the old banners, the really old ones in her garage.
She
So
does?
we might need to have
Just
we
a,
need
look
to have
at-
all those together.
people go over and help her
Yeah.
just straighten up, Margie, and, check it out. Okay? We might need to give her a little help.
Okay.
I noticed the way she reaches out. I'm telling you what, that's the slightest hand I've ever seen.
Well, nobody's given me a 20 this morning,
Oh.
yet, so I'm clear. Okay, I had to leave early last meeting, so I'm assuming that I was recognized for being in Kiwanis for 16 years. So here's $16 for being in the club for 16 years. And the next dollar is I delivered the last bag of Peach's Pantry this morning to Drain. And so I'm done with that for like a month and a half, maybe. Okay, and the next one is project graduation tonight. It's going to be a fun time. I appreciate Chuck is going to be picking up some food for me. And then the last $2 is like if anybody doesn't have to, if anybody doesn't really have anything going this afternoon, if you would like to come and help me unload my Jeep, I've got 50 cases of sodas, 11 cases of water, 15 cases of power drink, and then my back seat and my front seat.
So where do you need
What time are you gonna be there?
I'm going over there as soon as I leave here.
Okay.
Where's there?
And how long, but you're gonna be there all afternoon, right? Decorating the cafeteria, because I can't get there till about 4.
Oh,
Will you
that's-
still be there?
No, we'll be done by
Or
4.
I can come over and
Okay.
help right after.
Okay, yeah, that would be great. So, anyway, I've got my dolly.
All right.
Where right now?
Probably over behind the behind the school, over behind the cafeteria. If you go around to the back of the building and you just kind of keep going and you go past the dumpsters, then the back door to the kitchen is right there. So, anybody?
All right, my first happy dollar is that Ray and Don and I got together and we are working on a format for how to do books. In other words, there's lots of different jobs that we all do, but we don't have anything really written down as to how that is done. So that if you get a new member and say, hey, we'd like you to take over this program, they have no clue what's going on. So we're in the process of coming up with a format, and what we'll do is we'll send it out to the various folks that have missions, and I'll take Margie's as an example. So for the book program, she would get the format, she would look at the questions that are there, she would fill out what she thinks, then we would get together with Margie, ask more questions, make sure we've got the whole program put together, and then we'll get it typed up, and then we'll have a little program on how to do the book program, who to talk to, where to buy books, all those sorts of things. So we're working on that, and so if you run a program or a project, we will be talking to you about each one of those to kind of develop a little schema to cover that for any new members. So there you go, one. The second happy dollar is for my wife because she's put up with me, and we had a great trip. I didn't embarrass her too much all the way along the line, and so this is for my darling bride. And this is for our club because you guys are the greatest thing, and you do wonderful, wonderful things for our whole community. So that's for the club. All right, now we came to what we really have all been waiting for, the marble game.
Okay, we have
All
3
right.
marbles in the bag, and the pot stands at
Did anybody not buy a
482.50.
ticket?
How much money?
2 marbles in the bag?
3. How much money?
Take the wrong one.
482.50.
Margie having flashbacks?
Who did not buy a ticket? Anybody? Okay, there you go.
All right, well,
Okay. Be nice, give me a kick.
All right, well, come on.
It's upside down, I can't do it. 967-5984.
598, what?
That's
5984.
Fred.
Fred.
Fred. All
I
right.
have eaten two.
Fred gets to make the lucky choice.
I get the one.
Okay.
Wait.
Drum roll.
White cloud, Fred, get it. Get the big cloud.
Okay, Fred.
Swear in.
Time to go to Las Vegas. It's time for Las Vegas. I think he looked in the bag. Come on, Fred. How many times have you won, Fred?
I think in the history of the years I've been with you, twice. This is the second time. Twice.
Great.
Yeah, send me money.
All right. And
So Fred, you can help, you can
continues.
thank me for the large amount of money in the house.
Lots of tickets.
Okay, Juanita of the moment.
Sabine.
Sabine,
To Sabina. Sabina, it is your honor and privilege to present this to someone within the club.
Which is hard because
I know. Well, pick the dullest person here. No, I'm.
Just keep it, Steve.
That's terrible, Ron.
I deserve it, though, I guess.
I think everybody is doing an awesome job, but I think Ron deserves it for doing the breakfast for the scholarship and the honor students.
All right.
Selfie.
Smile. All right, look at me. There will be one
Thank you.
photo. There you go.
hey, Don is taking
All right, our presentation today will be Marge. She's going to be doing a presentation.
And Laura.
And Laura, I'm sorry, did not mean to leave her out. On the Cass Builders Club and where we are and what the program is for the future. So, with that, Marge and Laura.
Actually, I said to Ray, we've had a presentation from Key Club, and I'm resigning as Builders Club advisor, so it might be a good time to hear from Builders Club and K-Kids. You have a brochure on the front of your tables. It tells you all about those service leadership programs. Our club sponsors 6. I don't know if any other club in our division does 6, but it tells you about each of the student leadership programs. We used to have Circle Pray, but we have 6 SLPs that we sponsor, and we said a few years ago we're maxed out. Our little 25, 27 member club is struggling to keep up those 6. So when I went to the principal of Cass and said I'd like to start a builders club here because we had one at Joyce Clark and they closed the school. And so then we,
Apache.
not Joyce Clark.
Apache.
We had one at Apache and they closed the school, so we were looking for another school to move our builders club to. And he said, well, what do you guys build? I said, do you build like buildings? I said, no, we're building leaders. And so I have a quick little thing that says, when you're trying to get a school or you're trying to talk to a teacher or somebody, what are these leadership programs do? We teach social and emotional skills, self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, relationship skills, and responsible decision-making. So this is not just foo-foo hanging out with kids. We have structure. We have teacher manuals for the advisors and the faculty advisors that walk you through every month, give you ideas, tell you how to initiate your new members. The club pays $180 for each K-Kid in Builders Club, and we have 4 2 Builders Clubs, and there were 2 K-Kids, but one was inactive this year. We think they may come back next year. The kids get booklets, workbooks. They get pins from Kiwanis International. So we get a lot of support with the $180 that you guys spend. Just real quick, Builders Club. You see where I am here? Builders Club started in 1975 in Ashland, Kentucky. It was originally to teach career education, and today there are more than 1,300 Builders Clubs around the world. It's geared towards middle school students. And Laura's going to talk about K-Kids. Do you have any history or what grade level do they do for K-Kids?
Okay, basically K-Kids can go from like kindergarten through 6th grade. So every club that has a K-Kids, they decide on what grade levels. Some will only do upper grade levels, some will do younger. So I started off at Huachuca Mountain, since I was a 1st grade teacher at the time. I started off with K through 6. And the first year or two, I think I had like 70, 75 kids. And it was a bit stressful. So then I eliminated kindergarten and 1st grade because of maturity level. And the only time I let a kindergartner or 1st grader in is if they have a younger brother or sister that is already in K-Kids. And so it helps, like if mom has to come pick up, she doesn't have to make a couple of trips. So I can't tell you how many
years. That's okay. They can Google that. Okay. So when the year starts, we recruit lots of different ways, but usually it's word of mouth. The kids love it at Huachuca Mountain. I had 20-something kids at the beginning of the year. You can see I ended up with only 12, and one of the requirements for a distinguished club is you need 15 or more students in your club. But we started with about 23. Sarah Burton was our advisor this year. We like to invite parents. I like to make a big deal out of it because they're a little older and they're sometimes a middle school insecure, and it's a nice, they get a pin, they get recognized. I like to make a big deal out of it. I think it's kind of a good thing. But Laura has so many kids. Hers is a little different. What do you do at the beginning of the year?
Oh, at the beginning for my K-Kids, then, you know, we have our first meeting, and so then we discuss, you know, what all the offices are, and then find out if any kids, you know, want to run for the office. And so then they get up and they give a speech about why they want to, you know, be an officer for K-Kids. For my Builders Club out in Post, we really don't have a big installation on that because I only have like 7 kids out there. So we just kind of decide among ourselves, you know, who's going to be the officers, and so that works out good for us.
And Diane Camps?
Diane Camps is my faculty advisor. She was my, when I first started the K-Kids out at Myers School, she was the counselor there, and so she was the sponsor, and she actually kind of came to us, in a manner of speaking, to start the K-Kids, because I think her child was a child that came to the honors breakfast, and so heard about, you know, what programs we had. So she contacted me, and I knew her from going to working on our masters together, and so she contacted me. And so we started the one at Myers, but then a couple of years later, then she moved over to the middle school to become the counselor, and she still wanted to continue because she felt really strong about our Kiwanis program. So she's been the faculty advisor there for 3 or 4 years now.
So you have 2 unposted?
Well, one is at a standstill, the K-Kids right now. The teacher at the beginning of the year decided not to do it, you know, with COVID and everything else. And so I'll have to, you know, contact her to see if she wants to start back up in the fall.
But the other one is the Builders Club.
Yeah.
We can, I think, freeze a club for 2 years and then we lose the charter. So they would need to start up in the next year or 2, or we would lose that charter. And this club, you guys paid like $600 for each club we charter. It comes with the honor banner, the gavel, the bell, the charter banner. And so one of the cool things that we do is pin the officers and let the officers have a part. So we want to teach kids about service, and Laura and I have shared shared each other's service projects and helped each other. You're going to see her helping making dog toys at my meeting, me helping making dog biscuits at her meeting. And so these are just some of the things that we have done, and probably not an all-inclusive, but we've done Operation Christmas Child, the shoe boxes. You guys packed them one year during COVID. The stocking stuffer kids, we adopt 2, and then we wrap 2 or 3 for the club. And they earn the money for those things. My big pancake fundraiser, where we made $800, and Laura will talk about her fundraisers. If we do a service project, we have earned the money. Pet food drive, you can see there, we did a pet food drive, and I know Laura did one at Huachuca Mountain. Highway cleanup, you guys have seen mostly her kids. Once in a while you see a few of my kids. You'll see some pictures of that. Teacher appreciation, you'll see a picture of that in a little bit. And for the holidays, we like to have the kids make cards or some kind of craft for nursing homes or elderly. Laura, what are some of the crafts that your kids have done?
Well, like around Halloween or Christmas, a lot of times I'll get from the Oriental Trading Company, they'll have like little boxes or something, so the kids decorate that and put treats in there. And then they also make cards that I take it to Mountain View Assisted Living, and the director there, Michelle, she just loves us. That, you know, she's able to pass those out to all the residents. And one day I was there and the residents came up and they were so thrilled that they had all these handmade cards and arts and crafts stuff from the kids. So that's one of the places that we take it, is Mountain View Garden. So.
And we take ours over to, what's the one on Wilcox and
Haven.
Coronado? Havens?
Haven and Life Care is on Wilcox.
It's not Life Care, though.
Haven.
Havens, yeah.
Havens.
And they love it. We used to go work with the Alzheimer's patients in the nursing home, but that got a little tricky. So, okay. Well, to just show you some of the service projects. Up on the left, you can see a teacher, a cast with their goodie bag. Now, did you do something for teachers? Tell them about it.
So we decorated bags, and then we made cards. And so what I'll do, I think it's usually that Friday, the week of Teacher Appreciation, then I load all the kids made, and we had like 50 bags that we made. And so I load them all up in a cart, and I just go down the hallway, and I knock on the door, and if it's a classroom teacher, I just walk in and say, do I have any kids here? You know, so they'll come over here, and I'll give this to your teacher. So they take it, and then they present it to the teacher. And if it's like the physical therapist or something like that, there's no kids in there, so then we present it. And so they enjoy it. Last week when I had to have an emergency meeting, the PE teacher, when I was walking in, she goes, oh, thank you so much for that bag that you gave us. So the teachers really appreciate it. And the kids like making it. The only problems I have with the kids is I try to tell them, don't put a teacher's name on the card. I said, because I'm not going to go through the stack of teachers and find that one particular teacher's card. But do they listen? No. Nope. They still do it.
I will say making dog biscuits was one of the coolest things. Kathy's up there. We had Hawaiians out in force in the whole cafeteria at Huachuca Mountain. There's some of the really cute dog biscuits that we made at the bottom. And you can see there's my little group. I think one of them gave me COVID because the next week I got sick. But I did have a good time. And there's Caitlin giving out prizes. Laura and I both do door prizes to kind of reward kids for coming. Kathy, Laura, and Ron. So it was so much fun. It was a nice intergenerational type thing. And Laura went home and baked a whole bunch of them. This is what our Builders Club did. We decorated bags. We bought like $220 worth of snacks. And then on each bag we put a card that says, teachers and staff, we appreciate you, from Cass Builders Club. We gave 60 bags. We give them to the cafeteria staff, the custodians, every single person who works at the school, to let them know we appreciate them.
We do too, because, you know, they all work with kids. And so they work just as hard sometimes too, so we give them stuff too.
Yeah. So we found out this year there were not 50, but 60 employees. So, you guys came and supported the pancake breakfast. Laura wanted to show you, and there's some pictures, how her K-Kids raise money. It's pretty clever.
Well, you know, having been the elementary teacher and, you know, hit up constantly all year long with fundraisers that the kids have through their other activities, I just really felt strong about not having the kids go out and sell something door to door. You know, that's just my thing. You know, I was in Oklahoma one time when a child went out door to door selling for the school and everything, and the child got murdered. So anyway, I just do not like that. So what I came up with is that we make jewelry for our
Pass them
customers.
around so people can see them. And what do you do with the jewelry?
Okay, well, what we do after we make the jewelry is that for a couple of days during lunchtime, here we go. A couple of times during lunchtime, we go to the cafeteria, and we sit at the table, and I send out a notice to all the parents that we're going to be having a fundraiser, because most of the time the fundraiser is either for the animal shelter or for Project Elimination. And we sell it, and Mr. Townsend can tell you how much fun it is to make. See,
Okay, tell them about your system, what you learned about beads and third graders who are 8 or 9 years old.
Oh, this, now, the first year I think that I did this, I put all the beads up on the counter and, you know, gave the kids a cup that they could go and they could pick the, you know, beads to make a thing. Did not work. Because the kids up there are trying to pick this bead, this bead. You got 15 kids in line waiting. So, you know, this is my prep, my prep works before going to K-Kids. I will take beads, ever how many beads I thought would make a bracelet or a necklace, and I put them in a little paper cup. And so then the kids take the paper cup, which is very time consuming to do that. But it's...
For you, but not.
But
So you could use volunteers to help with that.
Yeah.
Putting the beads in the cup.
Yeah,
That would
so-
make a nice bracelet.
Yeah, and you know, it works okay if Mr. Townsend brings his glasses so he can see how. You know, the kids bring up the beads, you know, the kids will put the beads on the string and then they'll bring up to us and then we have to tie them off. And so,
How much do you make?
We've made anywhere from $80 to, I think one year we had like nearly $200. And believe it or not, the boys were buying as much jewelry as the girls. And Don was really surprised. He goes, I can't believe it. And I mean, these kids, boys, would put them on and wearing them.
So you guys give each club $400 a year and $180 of that. That's in our budget for the 4 K-Kids and Builders Clubs. $180 goes to Kiwanis International for our dues. But the rest of that money, we are allowed to use it for supplies. So if Laura needs to order beads or something from, what's that catalog you love that has all the cute
Oriental
stuff?
Trading.
Oriental Trader for holiday ideas. She has a couple $100 that she can use for supplies from the club. So that helps. We also have tax credit money, which helps us get t-shirts. But, and several of you, Ron, donate to our SLPs through your tax credit donations. So all of that helps. It's harder for Laura when she raises money. At CAS, the principal said, I don't want my teachers dealing with the money. Kiwanis needs to take care of it. So we have a checking account, and CAS Key Club has a checking account. But the school district schools, all of their money has to go through a student activity fund. They have to have the kids vote how to spend it. They have to have minutes to give to the district office. They have to have a purchase order. Then they have to go bring a receipt, and the purchase, after they spend it, they use the purchase order, turn the receipt in. It's like pulling teeth. So
I have to have the faculty advisor go with me because the district won't let me do the purchase order. So the teacher has to go and do the purchase order.
So that's kind of a pain, but that's what we've dealt with for the last 10 or 15 years. So, so the other thing we do is support our Kiwanis Club. You can see a lot of Builders Club kids in the picking up trash picture. There's Cass Key Club selling popcorn, but we did have a lot of Builders Club kids selling popcorn. The K kids don't do that as much, but they love picking up trash. And there are the mighty four musketeers there, Kay and Don and Bruce at Christmas time. So it's a lot of fun when we all get together and do Kiwanis family projects. And I know everybody had a good time this year. It was great. So we use our websites. There's poster contest, video contest, distinguished advisor, distinguished officer, annual report, distinguished club. You can take a look over here at my honors banner that I got when our club was chartered in 2010. And almost every year we have been a distinguished club. And you have to fill out a form in April and May. And if you have 15 points, you're a distinguished club. And if you have less than that, you are not. You're an honor club. But things like, did the members use their handbooks? Yes or no? Of course, I said yes. Did your graduates learn about Key Club at the end of the year? Yes. Did you complete 4 monthly reports on Kiwanis online? I did 5, so I can say yes to that. So we have to fill that out, submit it to Kiwanis International, but it lets them know. I also have to send a summary and pictures of the projects that we did. So I'm really, really proud of all the distinguished honors. We will be a distinguished club this year, so woohoo! And once again, you guys are paying $180 per year per club. So when we're making money for Bunko, that's where some of it's going, to your SLPs. Okay?
Yeah. And with our profit this year, I'd like to see that $500 back on the budget.
Well, we made more on Bunko. We might be able to raise that. We talked about challenges and then good things. Getting a faculty advisor is hard. My faculty advisor left. I begged, I pleaded, I talked to a lot of people. Sometimes we're lucky Julian's done it and stuck with it. Melanie Mitchell, if she ever retires, we're going to have to find a faculty advisor at Joyce Clark. We had, when I was an administrator, I couldn't get anybody to do it. Now some of the teachers are getting paid, but it's tricky, But Sarah Burton is going to stick with it, and she's great. We have to have money in the line, we have to recruit students, we have to have time to meet. That's been a problem. They moved Laura's day.
Yeah, well, we do it on the half day, mainly because we want to be finished by 2. It's still 4 o'clock. And so they moved it from Thursday to Wednesday afternoon. So, but you know, we've been really good that most of the time the parents are picking the kids up on time. There might be 1 or 2 parents that's like 10 or 15 minutes late picking the kids up, but they have to come pick them up from school because they don't have any after-school transport to get home from the meeting. So we've been lucky on that.
And you could do that with Chicken Mountain. That would not work at Carmichael. You wouldn't have any kids if you didn't have transportation. So we want to talk about the rewards of being a sponsor. The students are fun to work with, and we laugh a lot and we get hugs. When I went to help Laura's kids with making dog treats, the little ones were giving me hugs. That's probably why I didn't go with it. Thank you, Miss Carruthers and Miss Birch, you know. And once in a while, even the middle school kids, the first time the middle school child saw me from 2 years ago, Miss Carruthers, you know, it was so much happiness and joy in their voices when they see you. It's great to see them excited about projects and service, watching them become better leaders. Students become enthusiastic about doing service in the community. They love picking up trash, don't they? They have so much fun. Yeah, so much fun.
The last trash pickup, you know, the kids were walking. This is really fun. I didn't think this was going to be fun, but it was fun. And so they enjoyed it.
Yeah. And then finally, we create fellowship and friendship opportunities. Sometimes Builders Club and K-Kids, they're those little kids that, you know, are kind of sitting by themselves, but you get everybody involved and you get everybody doing something, and you see some friendships and fellowship developing, even for those loner kids. So we have a party at the end of the year for our Builders Club. We go to Peter Piper, we have pizza. Thanks, Sabine, for coming. Caitlin was there. She bought a whole $25 ticket and was letting some of the kids play games and zapping. It's all credit cards now. And then I give my officers a certificate of appreciation, a little Builders Club certificate, and we have cake, and we're done for the year. So Laura kind of does a little fun thing at school. She has so many kids, she can't do it.
Yeah, I'm not taking 35 kids to Peter Piper.
But you have taken them to the nursing home or to sing carols or something, haven't you?
Yeah, well, we went to the nursing home one time, and but after, one time, because after it was like, I had kids coming out crying because they felt so bad for the patients in there. And so it's like, okay, we're not doing that anymore.
This K-Kids, it's cute clothes.
You know, we had a big celebration.
But at the end of the year, you do treats or something special.
Yeah, we had a big celebration this year on our 13th year anniversary. I brought in cupcakes, and then I brought every time we make the beads and bracelets, you know, they're always saying, can I make one for myself? No, this is for the fundraiser. And so when we had our celebration, I brought the beads in and gave them cups of beads and said, go for it. And they were, I don't know why they can't be that productive of making things on a regular day. But, you know, these kids, they kept coming up 4 or 5 times a piece, you know, that they had made, you know, they had 2 or 3 necklaces around their neck, and it's like, why can't they be this productive? Because, you know, it's like, come on, we need to make some more beads, so we can make more money. But, so we had fun this year with that.
So I've encouraged Sabine to get more involved and basically help us help kids. I'm not doing it next year. I'm having complete knee replacement August 29th. I'll be around to help and advise, but we need someone to step in. Caitlin's more than willing to help once in a while, but she's a full-time student. So if you're interested in helping, let me know or Ray know. And we love it. It's fun. It makes me happy. Any questions? We did such a good job. Any questions? Okay, thank you. Thanks for listening today. Oh, my kids made first aid kits for Mom and Dad with duct tape and bags, and we fill them up, and we buy these with Kleenex and Band-Aids and cough drops. And the teacher had one in her room, and the kid was like, Miss Burt, my throat hurts. You have a cough drop? She's like, no, I don't. She goes, wait a minute, I have a first aid kit. She had cough drops. So they're kind of fun. It's like a Mother's Day present. Easy to do. So, thank you.
All right, thank you. So the first thing is Patrick had a birthday. And which one was it again, Pat? Which birthday?
57.
So how would you like us to sing to you?
You sang to me last time, remember?
I'm sorry?
You sang to me last time, but I didn't have a check at that time.
Oh, you sang to him last week.
Well,
but
you turned into
I think we should do it again. Double time.
So double time.
Double time.
So
It's the second time.
that's how we're going to do it, double time. Okay, for Patrick, double time. Ready? Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Okay, Chuck has an anniversary, and since his wife donates tons of chocolate for the honor maker,
Yeah, she does.
how would you like your anniversary? What year is your anniversary? 47. All right. And how would you like it done?
Oh, wow.
Nice.
All right. To Chuck and Eileen.
Elaine.
That's close, anyway. All right, so he wants a double time too. So your happy anniversary to Chuck and Elaine. Ready? Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary, Chuck and Elaine. Happy anniversary to you.
That's a different finish. That is different. Yeah.
Do you have any more announcements, or 4 anniversaries. And of course, we remember Laura for her 13 years with Kiwanis. I think you've done Bunko almost that many years too.
Yeah, 12,
10?
12, 13.
12?
I think 12.
I think 20.
I have a question about Bunko. Was it ever in the newspaper, like an article about what a wonderful event? Because I don't remember seeing it.
No.
Oh, how
Wait a
sad.
minute though, didn't it get it in some magazine? Within color?
In currents,
Oh.
current, yeah, yes.
But there,
That was
there's
before
not been
Bunko.
a,
Next year, we should get a photographer there and make them do an article.
okay.
What do you mean, like a thank you, thanking our sponsors or something?
That's what.
Well, just to let the city know, I always find out about things after the fact. So if people didn't know about it, they can find out about it after the fact and say, oh, I want to do it next year. Just like pictures of the fun and why we do it and mark your calendar for next year. We always do it about this time. I don't know. Just an idea.
Yeah, they send out save the date to everybody who comes, who gives us their email cards.
For everybody in Sierra Vista.
But it would
to
be
see
good
in
to
the
get an
paper.
article written.
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
pictures,
Well,
that would be nice. but-
Next year, I think what we want to do is have a whole club meeting devoted to Bunko and talk about these things and have people help sign up for different things that they can help do. So next year, there'll be a whole club meeting. And don't skip the meeting.
But we made the most we've ever made, like, we just got more money, $9,200.
Next year, we won't be able to get the winner.
No.
Yeah.
Now, we don't have a spot, we're looking at places, the board is looking, and Laura needs to come, because there aren't very many places, T-Mac on Post,
Well,
that can hold 140 people and have liquor. That's
well,
the problem.
Knights of
And-
Columbus.
Nice fun.
and well, for me, the biggest problem is tables. Because no other places, because I had checked a couple times about having it other places, they don't have the small tables. All they have is the big 8 to 10 round tables, and you can't play bunco on those. So it more likely, we're gonna have to get card tables, rent them, or get them, or something. So that's probably one of the biggest problems, is tables.
Well, have you ever asked the city if you, we play bridge there every week and they have other card games? I bet they would lend you or rent you cheaply.
Yeah, well, that's what we'll have to
Yeah.
do. But in the past, the Windermere has always been the place because they only charged me $500 for the use of the ballroom, which is normally $1,500.
Oh, nice.
Once before, I had checked with Knights of Columbus, with the room rent and appetizers, it was $2,500.
Yeah. Knights of Columbus could do it, but they're very expensive.
Yeah.
T-Mac is
The
more
doors
reasonable.
out, the Sangros things, they have no bar. You have to have your own bartender, you have to get a
to bring
liquor
your own food,
license,
too.
you have to purchase your own liquor. So that's really not in the,
Just one quick thing, Laura. You know, the Windermere has those tables. I wonder if we can buy them, because they're remodeling and shutting it down.
I don't know.
They have
Might be
about
worth-
20 or 22 of them.
Might be worth
We might
looking
need
into.
to have somebody go talk to the Windermere so we can buy those round tables.
Kay has room in her shed, we can store those.
Thanks for volunteering.
Something like that wouldn't be a bad idea.
But where would we put them?
Huh?
Kay's got room in her shed.
Kay's house.
Huh?
VFW, are they an option?
I don't know.
They just have every time I've been there for stuff, they just have the long tables when we did stocking stuffers, when we had fish night and all that. I haven't seen any round tables.
Elks Club.
I was going to say, you can make them, but with the price of plywood, it'd probably be cheaper to
Yeah, I
buy.
don't know the Elks Club. I've only been there once.
Anyway, so we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Alrighty, so calendar review, just a big reminder, June 9th, that's our next meeting. We're going to be meeting at the Angry German at 7 a.m. in the morning. They will have available for us coffee and some morning breakfast stuff.
So we need to bring like continental breakfast stuff.
Steve, where's that located?
No, I think we do.
Angry
used
German
to be-
is on Wilcox,
Bobcats.
by,
It used to be Bobca's.
Babka
yeah,
Where are we meeting?
for lunch.
Angry German.
Angry German.
Right off the,
Oh,
Okay.
that's lunch or that's what day?
Breakfast.
Breakfast.
June 9th?
June 9th, Angry
okay.
German, it's up on
On
Wilcox. If If you don't, there should be some extra, here's some extra flyers if you get one in the mail. We need one for information.
And we need our new members to come, right? Because
Yeah.
we're doing the new member orientation.
Yeah.
If they haven't seen it.
Anybody else need a information flyer? Okay, so that'll be our next meeting, and then June 23rd will be a noon meeting here at the library. 4th of July, I'll be sending out a list of areas for our operation for the popcorn sales. We'll need sellers, we'll need people to help move the trailer, we'll need people to help sell. We need a lot of sellers, and then clean up afterwards. So if you haven't cleaned up before, this is your time to sign up and find out how it's done. So then there will be a board meeting on the 11th, and then on July 14th, we're back here in the library in the morning. And July 28th, we got our noon meeting or party, that's still to be determined. And the Southwest Convention in San Marcos and Chandler is 28 to 31. And then August 11th is the 7 a.m. meeting, and August 15th is a noon meeting. Those have not been determined as to where they will be, but probably if we like any of the German morning ones, the 7 o'clock ones will probably stay there on a consistent basis. Okay, any questions about the agenda? Anything to add to the upcoming events that I missed? Okay. The quote for the day, Patrick.
If I had to choose between betraying my country and betraying my friend, I hope I should have the guts to betray my country. E.M. Forster.
I like that.
I don't like it,
Finally
so I
get me
don't know why.
I don't know about that.
I didn't pick that quote. Anyway,
I didn't.
all right, the Kiwanis Pledge. As
Our country's flag signifies purity, valor, and justice. May we, as true Hawaiians, exemplify those virtues as we serve the children of the world.
Heard that? Yeah. Thank you.
Last thing. Ray bought a whole bunch of sandwiches. If you'd like to take a sandwich home, he paid about $150 roughly for sandwiches. So take a sandwich, pay $10 for it.
Take some cheese.
I haven't had a